What's up, everybody, and welcome to Now Available, the internet's only streaming podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Howard, and with
I fucked it all up.
with me, as always, is Stardust Rikki and Adam.
Hello, hello, hello. How's it going?
What's going on?
Nothing. While we were on in between the shows, I know this is gonna be a movie or a baseball podcast from now on. I went to a Blue Jays game,
Oh, nice.
and it was the second time I've ever been to the Rogers Center, I believe it is, in Toronto. And the first game we saw, it was like whatever. But this last one went to fucking 14 innings.
Holy shit.
Dude, it was crazy.
That is nuts.
Like we went, it was me and a couple of my friends from Portland. And then one of their friends she's from Ottawa, I believe. And they're not like baseball people. So one of them is one of them's into baseball. So he kind of knew.
Yeah.
He knew it was like what was going on. So I had to kind of explain like what was happening. And they're like, "How long are the games?" And I'm like, "Oh, usually like 2.5, 3 hours, maybe. Like they're not that long, dude. We were there for like I want to say like over 4 hours. We were there for so
Holy
long.
crap. Yeah.
It was
Jeez.
awesome though. It was really cool. They ended up playing they were playing the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then they ended up winning. The one guy had like a walk-off 2-run homer, which was really cool. The place exploded, but like it was so late. So many people were leaving. They were like, "We're not doing this. We're not sitting here no more."
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there for one game, but it was back in 2015, so almost 10 years ago now, which is crazy to
Ooh.
think about when you say 2015.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's how I felt about when I looked up this movie. It came out in 2016.
Yeah. Which is funny because I didn't even realize it, but we're covering, I don't know if we're covering anymore, but we're covering at least two 2016 movies in the series.
Ooh, what's the other one?
That's when Suicide Squad came out.
Oh. No shit.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
I finally saw Dune Part 2.
I'm so proud of you. What'd you think? It's amazing. Favorite movie?
Honestly, I wish I would have seen it before everybody overhyped it.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody's like, this is the greatest thing ever. And I watched it, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
I'll
okay.
tell you, there were a couple things that like I thought were completely stand out that like aren't as much on people's radar. Because obviously there's like the worm ride and everything, and that's like the huge thing, and everybody's like losing their freaking minds about.
Yeah.
But one of the coolest things I thought was how each of the different like houses or tribes had like different like fighting styles and were like dressed differently. Like where it felt like the now I'm drawing a blank on all their names. The
Like the Harkonnens are the big ones where they go to like
yeah,
that
they're like
Black Sun
very
planet.
militaristic, like brute kind of like designs. Then there's the emperor who has like almost like these knights is like his
Oh yeah, the dudes in the all like
bodyguards and stuff like that.
the shiny shit.
And yeah, and then all of the people that I'm drawing a blank on that Paul Atreides leads,
The
they are
Fremen.
all the Fremen. Yep, the Fremen. They're all like ninjas.
Yeah,
Like
the way they
they're like
move.
they move. They're like trying to be stealthy. They use knives and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like ninjas. So that part, like the definitely like the craftsmanship that goes into the movie is like it done at an insanely high level.
Dude, oh my god.
So like I'm excited, like because I started to do a rewatch because I wanted to rewatch it before I did the pod again, but I didn't get through the whole thing
Yeah.
again. But definitely a cool sci-fi film.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the other thing. Semi spoilers, I guess, for Dune Part 2. Go watch it on HBO Max. Come back, listen to this.
Pause it
Maybe
right
someday.
now. Go back, watch the movie, come back here.
Yeah. So I mean, there's nothing to really spoil here except that the Emperor goes to Arrakis. But I love the giant like orb ship he has, and the shot they have underneath it as it flies over and
Yes,
everything reflects in it. That part I lost my freaking mind on.
dude. Okay, so
I was like, holy shit.
we went and saw it opening night in the IMAX,
Yeah.
and that scene particular, like when that giant orb thing floats over top, I was just like I grabbed my girlfriend's arm. I was like, dude, this is fucking crazy. Like there was parts of it where I was like, this is a real thing. Like there's no way this it doesn't like CGI and stuff is so good now, I feel like. And that like that
Hmm.
shot alone, I was like, I can't believe this is a real thing. This somebody just took a camera and filmed it. Like they didn't do anything to it. That's a real ship. All this is real. Oh man, what a
Yeah,
great
it's
movie.
definitely cool. It's definitely very cool.
I saw
I think.
or I think I heard something about there's like a theory about how something about that they were trying to make a Dune movie before Star Wars came out, and because Star Wars is so heavily like influenced by
Mhm.
Dune, there was like an alternate timeline sort of situation, like what how things would have turned out if Dune had actually come out in the 70s, like when they were trying to make it instead of Star Wars.
I honestly think sci-fi would not have had the effect it had if it was Dune. Because it's such like a downer of a movie where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, our hero's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because like it very much feels so close to Star Wars, and particularly like I think the prequels, like
Mm,
obviously there's like the 1-to-1 of Anakin and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff, and even the scene with Javier Bardem where he's like speaking to the council and he's like, no, this could be him, and that kind of stuff reminded me of Qui-Gon doing the same thing for Anakin.
Hmm.
I was
Oh
I
yeah,
would I
that's very
was like the
similar.
one meme of Leonardo DiCaprio like pointing at the screen, going like, "That's it, that's it." Also, my other thing with Dune Part Two, a lot more like fetus shots than I would have ever imagined.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's so many fetus shots in that
There's some
movie.
weird ones too, like the one
Yeah,
where it's got that like that blue dye is like coming in.
yeah. When she drinks the waters of life.
Yeah, that was creepy. It just looks so gross.
Hmm. Yeah, for
Fetus
sure.
shot. Let me get that fetus shot. I'm fucking dying.
Ju- yeah, definitely some weird stuff. I It's not my favorite Denis Villeneuve movie,
Hmm.
but again, he's like the king of sci-fi and modern filmmaking along with Christopher Nolan, so it's kind of hard for them to like they're going to make something interesting every time no matter what. So even if you aren't a huge fan of it, it's going to be incredible.
After we saw Dune 2, I went back and I tried to watch. I wanted to watch the other movies that he had done, but I only
Mhm.
made it through. I watched Sicario. That one was cool.
Mhm.
I don't think it was that great, but I did enjoy it. Um,
Sicario I got to go back and rewatch cuz I watched that probably 5 years ago
mhm.
and thought well, for me like that opening sequence is so hard to watch where it's like
I don't even.
where they're
Oh,
like
oh,
emptying the
yeah,
house.
the house. Yeah, I was like, what the hell happened in
That
the
one's
beginning?
really hard to watch.
And then I was gonna watch. I never finished Blade Runner. I loved it, but I never got around to
Oh,
finishing it.
that movie's so good. I've rewatched it. That's one of my favorite movies of like the past like decade
Really?
probably.
Okay,
The movie's so good.
I really got to finish watching that one. And then Arrival was the other one I wanted to watch, and I never got around to it.
Arrival's incredible. Watch that. I saw that one in theaters. That's really good.
Hmm.
Um, watch Prisoners. Prisoners is freaking incredible.
Oh, that was the other one. Yeah, Prisoners.
That one is such a well-made thriller
Hmm.
that has you on the edge of your seat the whole time. It's incredible.
That's the Hugh Jackman one, right?
Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal and Paul Dano are in that.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah! I gotta watch that.
Yeah. I'm sure, like if you're on film Twitter at all, I'm sure you've seen pictures and gifs and things from that movie.
I'm trying to remember if I have or not. I haven't used Twitter in a long time,
Oh, yeah.
but I like when I was using it, I was all about the memes, of course. Yeah, and then people's movie shit because I would just post dumb movie takes all day.
What was it? Corn Boys reviews.
Oh yeah, yeah, Corn Boys reviews. Um,
Well, what did the Corn Boy himself think of Furiosa?
oh my god. Okay, so I when I'm watching it, the first like half. Did you
Hmm.
watch it?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that one actually went to theaters to see.
okay. No, that's not really a spoiler, but the first like half, I was like, damn, this movie is fucking slow. Like, I don't know if I needed this. And then there's like these really weird, to me, in my opinion, really weird like CGI green screen shots.
Hmm.
And I'm like, this is kind of off-putting. But then it gets to like the Fury Road scene.
The rig scene.
Yeah, with the war rig, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm back. This is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in
It's
my
so
life.
fucking cool.
Uh,
It's incredible.
dude, it was so cool. And then the rest of the movie, I was like, okay, that was fine. Like, it really feels like DLC for Fury Road.
That's a really good way to put it. I had the interesting viewing experience of it because I've never seen Mad Max Fury Road all the way through.
Oh, okay.
I started it multiple times and I thought the movie was really great. But then I started watching Fury Road. I still have what half an hour left in it or something like that. So I'm really close to finishing it. But it definitely it both I feel like adds to the experience of Fury Road as well as takes away from it because there's two different cinematographers between Fury Road and Furiosa, and you feel it,
Oh. Oh.
especially when you look like compare them side to side.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if you listen to the podcast Blake Check or not, but they did an episode on Furiosa and they were talking about how it has a much more because of the different cinematography styles. Furiosa feels much more like a fable or like storybook kind of feel, where Mad Max Fury Road is like we're out here on this rig for real. Like we aren't like
Oh.
we aren't stylizing it all. We're just shooting the camera and like having dust all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of comparing the two is hard. I think, but I think because obviously Fury Road is like this incredible feat of filmmaking that probably will never be touched again. But but Furiosa was a lot of fun. I think that's definitely like better than a lot of stuff that's out there.
Hmm.
But I think it definitely suffered from the fact that it was following up Fury Road
Yeah.
because it is a great movie. I really like Furiosa a lot.
No, yeah, I enjoyed it too. I kept seeing stuff about how it was like failing at the box office or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, because I
But
think it
dude,
was
it
between
was
two
cool.
hundred. Yeah, it was definitely cool. Definitely recommend seeing it in a theater, obviously.
Oh, dude, holy
And
shit!
I
Did you see Fall Guy?
no, I haven't seen that yet.
That is so good. Like
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it to be nearly as good as it is.
well, it's done by is it Chad Stahelski who did it, or is it somebody else?
I don't remember. I
Because
can.
it's the guy that did Bullet Train and
Oh, another banger too, dude. Oh my god.
did some of those other action movies. Nope, I think I'm thinking it. Oh, David Leitch. David
Oh
Leitch.
yeah, David Leitch.
Yeah, he did Deadpool 2. He did Atomic Blonde. He was part of the first John Wick, Hobbs and Shaw, Bullet Train.
Nothing but the
So this guy
hits.
knows his shit.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Nothing but the hits.
I don't know if he did directed Nobody or not, but it's listed under one of his movies
Oh yeah, I can
on
see
Google
it.
when I search him. So we're not going to fact check that. But yeah, that sounds about right. That movie looks pretty cool. I just not jumping right at that one to see it.
Yeah, it's when we were in Toronto, we went and saw it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's a rom com, but
Mm-hmm.
but the
Yeah.
but it's like made for people who pay attention to like action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it's like obviously told from the perspective of the stunt actor, Ryan Gosling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
um, dude, it's so good. It's such a fun, like it's just fun.
Yeah, that one's been having like a box office bounce back. I've seen in the past couple weeks
Hmm.
where it's gone to streaming, but it's also like people are still going to see it and everything,
Yeah, that was crazy
which
that
is good.
it's already on streaming. It's you can still go see it in the theater, and it's on like the home theater at home
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Home premieres or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
I don't know how I feel about that.
The home premiere stuff where
Yeah,
it's like pay $20, watch the movie.
I feel like it's so quick. Like it happens so fast.
It's definitely fast. Yeah, sometime in June or yeah, I want to say it's this month. Furiosa's gonna go up for premieres at home already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's yeah, Challengers is already up there. I don't know if the Planet of the Apes movie's on there yet or not, but yeah, it's definitely like a quick turnaround where it's like, yeah, I'll wait a couple weeks and then I'll come home and then can watch it,
Yeah.
which is not ideal, but
Okay, so
here we are
I
anyways.
guess I was just kind of bitching about it, but I am once if I don't make it to see In a Violent Nature in the theater and it comes to that, like I'll rent it that way.
That's what I was curious if you saw that one yet or not.
No, I was actually kind of planning on going after this, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough time.
No,
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens sometimes. It do be like that
that one
sometimes.
that one looks cool as shit though.
Yeah, it looks like a day in the life of like a Jason Voorhees. It could be like a vlog for all I know. uh, I heard one of my friends, someone that he works with, said that it was cool, and that's all. That's all I got.
You're like, I'm in.
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I got to see that, and I want to see Bad Boys.
Mhm. If I'm being honest, I've never seen any of the Bad Boys movies.
Oh man, that when we were little, like when I was a little kid, there was nothing better than Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Dude,
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence was my guy. I fucking loved Martin Lawrence. All of his movies are great. But I just rewatched Bad Boys 1 and 2.
Hmm.
And they're funny. Like they're stupid. They're just buddy cop movies. But I forgot how funny Martin Lawrence was, so it was cool.
Yeah, he doesn't. Is he in a lot of stuff anymore? I feel like I haven't seen him in a while, other than like the Bad Boy stuff.
I don't think so. Maybe his last movie was Bad Boys for Life.
Because isn't he? Does he do stand up comedy?
I think he did,
Yeah,
but I don't think he hasn't in a while.
he was in Mind Cage.
What the hell is that?
2022 American supernatural mystery thriller film.
Mind
Um,
Cage?
yeah, there's like almost like this like angel on the cover, but he's not even like the main character in this movie, or like the main person on the cover.
Oh, okay.
It's whoever like this agent person is, and then um, there's three people on the cover, and the third person is John Malkovich, I think, with long
Oh,
gray
okay.
hair and a beard.
What the fuck?
So, but then he's in Bad Boys for Life, and then before Bad Boys for or yeah, before Bad Boys for Life, he was in The Beach Bum with Matthew McConaughey and Snoop Dogg.
No, I don't know that one either. Dude, but, oh my god, but all these hits. He's got fucking Life. What a movie. Blue Streak, Black Knight, Big Mama's House 1 and 2. I don't know no Big Mama's House 3 though. I don't. It's
You'll
what
have
the
to
hell?
ask him next time you see him.
Yeah, when I see him. I'll text him. Like, yo, what is this about?
He didn't do the right thing.
I did not know that. Maybe he's like a.
Oh, I guess it's his film debut.
Oh shit!
Must be a small part or something.
I've been meaning to rewatch that one too.
It's a movie I bought recently on because it was like in a sale, but I still have never seen it.
I remember
That one
what
I really got to see.
I remember watching it like as a little kid, and I'm like, I don't know what is this supposed to be funny? Is this supposed to be like I don't understand what this is supposed to be.
Right.
So I think if I watch it now, I would appreciate it more.
Yeah,
Um.
we do. I think right now on the docket we do have a Spike Lee movie for this series.
Oh hell yeah! What is this beach
Later
movie?
on, later on down the line. Um, and lastly, well, we had some big streaming news that was crazy. Netflix just stealth dropped Godzilla minus one onto their service on June 1st.
Hold on, hold on.
Just
Let me
nuts.
get this in here, dude. What a fucking movie.
Yeah,
That
I haven't seen it yet, but yeah,
oh man, you gotta watch it. It's incredible.
I've been meaning to. I'm trying to make time to watch it and hear with the surround sound and everything.
Yeah. It's I saw it the first time. I went by myself.
Hmm.
I was like, new Godzilla movie. I'm there. There's no way I'm missing a Godzilla movie. So I
Yeah,
go and see it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. Like it like really makes you care about the people, which is like a huge issue for all
that's
of them.
yeah.
Um, so it blends the two together like so well, and then I took my girlfriend who's not like a monster movie person. Like she barely likes movies, but like I take her to all of them. Uh
See, my wife barely likes movies, and she just won't watch them.
yeah, but even she had like a positive thing to say. Like she was like pretty positive on it, like how good it was, and she
Oh
was
yeah,
telling all of her friends about it. I'm like, dude, it's just I don't know it unexpected, I guess, but it was super super fucking good.
Academy Award winning film Godzilla minus one.
Oh yeah, for VFX.
Hmm.
Right, yeah, nice. I think it's the same. The one, it's done by like one dude. Like I think he's
It
in
was there's
charge.
a really small team. Yeah, it was like the director is also like a VFX artist on it, and
Yeah, he had something else to do with it too. He did three things. I want to say he did three things in the movie.
I would not be shocked. Yeah,
But you can tell because it's so tight together. Like everything about it is like, oh my god, ah,
yeah.
what a great movie.
And lastly, before we get into the before we enter the Matrix, did you watch Hitman on Netflix that just dropped yesterday?
The Glenn Powell.
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not watch it. Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of movies I'm actually on top of for once, which I'm pleasantly surprised by. So it's Richard Linklater again with Glenn Powell. They co-wrote it. It's a pretty good movie. It goes off the rails at the end.
Uh huh.
But it's really well done. Like, it's definitely one that I wish a different studio would have bought so they could have put it in theaters, which
Hmm.
I know they're playing it in some places.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
But
it
it's
was
really
in
interesting.
it was in the theater in Toronto that we went to, and
Oh,
that
nice.
was one that I suggest. Like I was reading them off when we got there, and I was like, I don't know what the hell this Hitman movie is, but it also had Glenn Powell, and we were just talking about um, Anyone But You, that rom com he
Yeah.
did with my girlfriend Sydney Sweeney.
She barely likes movies?
Yeah, she doesn't. She hates them. We started watching that 2 weekends ago, and I got like maybe a little bit more than halfway through it, and then I turned it off because like I had to go to bed, and I haven't been able to finish it because I'm back at home and I don't have that version of Netflix.
Oh,
So once it comes to regular Netflix, I'll be able to fucking finish it. They were just about to fall in love. They were this close.
will it happen? Who knows?
I don't know.
Which I guess the Furiosa's mom was also in Anyone But You. Is Glenn Powell's ex, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which when I saw Furiosa, I was like, man, she looks kind of familiar, but I'm like, I haven't. There's no way I know who this is. Like, and then I look, and then
Yeah.
I saw that she was in there. I was like, oh shit, that's her. She's like an Australian. Because they go to Australia in Anyone But You.
Mm-hmm.
They're having
Spoilers.
spoilers. There's a wedding that they're going to, and yeah, she's there. So it makes sense because it's an Australian movie,
Mm-hmm.
Furiosa. My gosh.
Yeah, but Hitman, very, very funny movie. Very like it's very like also all over the place in a good way.
Okay, cool.
Like it pulls the rug out from under you a lot, and it's very, very interesting. Definitely recommend going in without knowing anything.
Is it on the basic
I mean, Netflix
Netflix?
released it themselves. They bought it out of TIFF and then released it.
Oh, okay,
Is
cool. So I should be able to watch it then.
Hitman on regular Netflix?
Because Atlas is on there. I can see that, which I've been meaning to watch too because that looks kind of bad. It's like,
Yeah, that was the is that the Jennifer
yeah, Jennifer Lopez in like a
Lopez?
mech. I'm gonna say Jennifer Lawrence. Totally different person.
When's she getting into a Mac?
I don't know. It's like a weird. I don't know. It looks bizarre. Oh, and then
Yeah, so
lastly, I need to watch the Movie Pass movie.
oh yeah, I forgot that came out. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
and I've already got a bone to pick because I should have been the fucking main character. I used the hell I used the hell out of my Movie Pass, and
I
I
did
still
too,
got
yeah.
it. I still got it, and I got the new one. So
I think
nobody
my
called
original
me.
movie pass is somewhere. I don't know where it is. I've
I
moved a couple times since then.
I wanted to get mine put on a necklace. I loved it.
Yeah, you should put it on like a lanyard or something like that. Or
Encased
like
in
make like a
gold.
little clear kangaroo pouch on your shirt. Slide it in there.
Just slide it in at all times. Oh my god. Yeah, I should have been in the movie. That would have been my shot.
We'll just have to make a now available movie pass movie. Yeah, that I got it for like this I got it summer before I started GCC, I think. Or I was starting at GCC that fall
Hmm.
when I got it, and I was 17. I changed my age so I could
Oh,
get it and use it.
oh man,
Yeah,
what a time! If you weren't there, you missed out.
yeah, that's for sure.
You certainly missed out.
And speaking of another time, we are going back to Star Wars Rogue One. We will enter the Matrix and go through all the information on the film, including that it came out December 16th, 2016, and was directed by Gareth Edwards, screenplay by Chris Weitz and Tony Gilroy, story by John Knoll and
Gary Whitta,
Gary Whitta.
the the legend, the goat.
Um, it stars Felicity Jones, Diego Luna, Ben Mendelsohn, Donnie Yen, Mads Mikkelsen, Alan Tudyk. I'm sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce your name. Jiang Wen, Forrest Whitaker. Um, music by Michael Giacchino,
Oh,
who has gone on to do The Batman and did Up before this and a bunch of other movies. It has a runtime of 134 minutes and a budget of between 200 and 265 million. Ricky, do you know how much money this movie made?
I have no idea, but I'm gonna say it was a lot.
It made $1.58 billion,
Jesus.
which is just now living in the time we do, going back and talking about 2016 movies, it's like movies were like making crazy money. Because Suicide Squad, I think, made close to the same amount
Hmm.
as Rogue One. It's like how much things have changed is just insane.
Yeah, didn't you just say Furiosa made like 200 million or something?
It was its budget was like 200 million. It's only made 120 million worldwide
Oh,
last time I checked, which was a couple days ago, I
oh
think.
no. Oh no. Uh,
Yeah, so it's like we're in we're in crazy different times movie wise in terms of how much movies cost or how much movies make and all that kind of stuff. But back in 2016, it's weird to think about both Rogue One and Suicide Squad because I remember like all the hype around like all the movies like in those couple of years
hmm.
where it was like movies felt like the center of culture.
Hmm.
We'd had all the MCU, we had Star Wars came back, we had Force Awakens, which was a massive hit. They're like, yeah, we're gonna make the new Star Wars trilogy. We're gonna use all these real props and everything,
Yeah.
and we still get some of this in this movie, which is just great.
Hmm.
And it's yeah, it's crazy to think about. Like, I remember seeing this movie in theaters for the first time, which I know we were talking about. I think it was before we recorded about how we are like, yeah, 2015 was almost 10 years ago, and so is 2016. We're getting close to some of this stuff getting old.
That stuff blows my mind. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like it was
Oh
that
yeah.
long ago. This movie to me doesn't feel like it was that old.
No,
It's like
not at all.
7 years or something. Like it doesn't feel like that old at all. But I think I remember a lot of the hype around this one before it came out was like um they were recreating Carrie Fisher and the dude
Hmm.
that played Tarkin, and that was like
Yeah.
the big um kind of like like hype around it was like, oh, they're gonna redo
Yeah, it
this.
was yeah, it was that and then it was all the Darth Vader stuff I feel like everybody was
Yep.
like
That,
super excited for too.
yeah. Then it came out, and then it was everything was the hallway scene, and that was like,
Yeah.
and then
That
when I
has
rewatched,
been
I was like, oh shit, there's a reason why this one stood the
that
test of time.
yeah, that hallway scene is like the defining moment of this movie and like a movie that is like practically perfect Star Wars,
Yeah.
which is just insane. Um cuz yeah, I think at the time too I remember I don't know if it was just me or if it was everybody who was curious how close we were going to get to episode 4 with the end of this movie too. But I don't know if anybody thought we were going to get as close as we did,
Hmm.
which is just
It ends
right
with
up
like
to the end.
yeah, it ends with the beginning of right that ship that leaves at the end of the
Yeah.
that's the beginning of the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Tanta 4. It's just nuts. Yeah, so why don't we start with the
Oh,
good?
okay. Let me get out of here. All right, the good.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Stop the episode.
Yeah, that's it's. I don't. Things that I like the most. I guess I have to pick those things. There's some of these shots are fucking beautiful.
Oh my god, yeah.
Anything on that final planet. I can't remember.
Like
I
we were
just
talking
watched it. I
about
can't remember what this called, but that one. Oh my god.
Scarif.
Oh yeah, Scarif. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about like Dune feeling like yeah, they're all real ships and everything.
Yeah.
Like that's what this movie feels like almost 10 years earlier. It's like we have all they're still like they're fresh off Force Awakens. Everybody's hyped about Star Wars. We haven't gotten to any like the controversial stuff yet.
Hmm.
And we've got they're still building these huge sets. They're still getting all the costumes. They're still building the vehicles and it all feels real and you can feel all the production design and production value throughout it.
Hmm.
Like the whole time I was sitting watching it and just that's what struck me the most how real it felt. Especially with now all this TV Star Wars where it's like we're in the Halo room or whatever they call that,
Dude, oh my god,
like
the
LED
volume.
wall screen.
Yeah, the volume. And
Yeah,
everything now everything is like in a rounded room. Like every
yeah.
shot and everything Marvel and everything Star Wars is like you can kind of guess where um
Where the
the
wall is and the real stuff
yeah,
is.
yeah, like the foreground from the background from the volume.
Yeah, it feels like in this movie, like you could just go on forever and you'd still be in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like you can't feel the seams at all. Like you feel like you're in a different world.
Mhm.
Like this movie, I think hits closest to Star Wars that we've ever gotten since like the original trilogy.
I
Like
feel that, yeah.
I love the prequels. Obviously, I've got so much prequel shit all throughout this room, but it's this feels like Star Wars in such like a real meaningful way,
Mhm.
where it's like you watch this movie and you feel like a kid. Like
Mhm.
at least I did when like I first saw it. And there's so much character in it, which is what really those first three movies are about, is how the characters interact and like on this huge scale.
Yeah.
And it's just an incredible movie.
There's
Amazing.
what one of the things that reminded me the most about the older movies, like when I'm rewatching this one, is like the way there's this one scene in particular where they're all sitting around like the big round thing. I don't know what the hell that thing is called. It's like a big round table, I
It's like
guess.
the computer is that
Yeah, that
computer station with all the yeah, yeah.
and they're all kind of talking to each other. Just the way the actors look like they're from the 70s somehow.
They
Like
definitely yeah, somehow like with the yeah, they nailed that look that
the
too.
the whole look of them, not even just like their costuming, but the way that they're like their
The hair and
faces
makeup's
are.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks so it's very reminiscent um of those movies in that to me. Like that was I always remember that being like, "Oh man, they just look like they
Yeah.
pulled these guys out of the the pilot dudes
hmm
and I think her
Well,
name is
some
like
of them I think are straight from I think they actually took cockpit footage from the New Hope and put it in Rogue One.
oh, really?
So some of the pilots are the same, yeah,
That's really
if I
cool.
remember correctly, but
Hey, we're not going to fact check it, so we're going to say that's what's going on. So it's really cool. Um,
it's yeah, this movie just it stands up so well.
mhm.
Like all these the actors too, like the main cast, they're all like excellent, like stand above the rest actors because like we've got Felicity Jones, who's who's great. We've got Diego Luna, who's doing Andor now, which yeah, is a terrible Star Wars fan. I still have not gotten around to watching that.
I never finished it either. I got like I think like halfway through. I'm terrible with TV shows.
I'm terrible with TV shows too.
I know. I
Um,
think we've talked about that before, but I think I've realized why or which shows I'm bad with, and it's the ones where they put them all out at once.
yeah, we did talk about that on one of the
Yeah.
episodes. Yeah, like I I think Andor though, didn't Andor they do it weekly?
Did they do? Oh man.
I
Well,
think
I
they
got
did it
no
week.
excuse. I'm exposed. I got no
Yeah,
excuse.
a lot of the I think most of the Disney Plus stuff except like Marvel's Echo have released weekly.
Oh man, I got no excuse.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a simpler time. We only had to focus on movies, not all like the TV shows and extra stuff. Even though Star Wars is the original culprit of all the book add-ons and comics and all that kind of stuff, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, we'll sweep that
Yeah,
under the
keep
rug
that
for
out of here.
now.
Oh,
But then
watch.
we've also got
Oh yeah,
What
go
was
ahead.
that?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah,
We've
I'll
got
get to it.
Ben Mendelsohn, who just anytime I see him is just great.
Yeah.
He's so good in this movie as like the shit heeled like
Mm-hmm.
Imperial officer. It's great. Um, I love him in I think everything I've seen him in.
He's. Oh my god, he's one of my favorites. I feel like he's so underrated. Like I think
He's
now
very
I
underrated.
think now he's starting to come. People are starting to come around to him. But oh my god, and I know I've talked about this probably. Oh man, I don't know how long ago it was now, but there's a movie, Killing Him Softly, where it's him and Brad Pitt and
Oh, I didn't
Uh,
realize he was in that movie. I don't because I've never seen it,
oh,
but
dude,
that's one I've been meaning to get around to.
that's such a good movie. Like, man, that's I've tried to bring that one up as much as I can because not enough people saw it. It's so fucking cool, and like,
Hmm.
it's just like a mafia crime movie.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I always see the poster of Brad Pitt with the shotgun on the cover.
yeah, yeah, he's so good in
Yeah.
it. Yeah, he's great.
I think really the test that shows how great of an actor is he is have you seen The Outsider on HBO?
Yes.
The
Oh
Stephen King
yeah.
adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a good guy in it because usually he's like the shit heel bad guy. Like he's it in Rogue One. He's doing the same thing in Ready Player One, but
Oh
he
yeah.
and even The Dark Knight Rises. But he plays like the main character who's like a cop in that show, and he's really great in that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you always expect him to play the bad guy, and that he's not, which like just shows how well he can expand um on what he does. But yeah, then there's also like even the supporting cast is like stacked because we've got Donnie Yen is another blind martial artist.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Mads Mikkelsen, Alan Tudyk, Forrest Whitaker,
Does
like all these huge names.
Alan Tudyk does K? He does the voice, or
Yep.
okay? Because I was like, who the hell is he? I know Alan Tudyk, but I was like, who the fuck is he in the movie? I thought maybe he was like that one fish guy,
Yeah.
the one admiral, but that wasn't him. Oh, Donnie Yen too. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, this movie like all the characters even out to yeah, like oh shit, I completely forgot to mention Riz Ahmed too. He's in this movie as the
The pilot.
defecting TIE fighter pilot.
Yeah.
And he's great in this movie too. Like there's so many people in this movie that like are huge names outside of Star Wars, which is not normally the case.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with the sequel trilogy, the only person that's a huge name is like Adam Driver. Like he's the biggest
Oh yeah.
name on his own. Like there's other people's like that people like Domhnall Gleeson who's an ex machina and Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac's the other one. Forgot about him.
Forgot about him
But
too.
you can tell how much we go back to those movies. Um
Right.
Disney Star Wars is just catching all sorts of strays.
Dude, so when I was rewatching this, I forgot that it was Donnie Yen. Um, have you watched any of the Ip Man movies?
No, I haven't seen that. I did see him as the blind guy in John McFour though.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He's the blind dude with the sword. Um, holy shit. Yeah, dude, Ip Man. Oh my god. Talking about practicing my
I've
karate
heard those are
moves.
good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just in the house doing fucking like he's it's so cool. And there's four of them.
Yeah.
So if you like martial arts movies, yeah, you definitely check out Ip Man, IP Man.
Yeah. I'll have to add those to my list at some point.
The
But
list is
yeah,
ever
like
growing.
it is ever growing. Like I'm just constantly adding stuff to my letterbox watch list all the time.
Hmm.
Feels like every day, but maybe someday we'll reach the end.
When they finally stop making movies, that's when I'll get there.
Well, I thought that would happen and then COVID hit and I still didn't do it. I so we talked a little bit about it earlier, like the big thing at the time was the CGI of the characters.
Hmm.
And I think that's aged really well. Like I know at the time people are like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
But I think it looks really good. I like I thought that at the time too. I was kind of the odd person who thought that at the time. Like I thought the Princess Leia one was like the most kind of questionable one, but like even now it's like I think the stuff still looks pretty good compared to some of the CGI we see, you
yeah,
know.
I was the opposite. I think the Princess Leia one looks better than the Tarkin one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, watching it now, I'm like, oh, like obviously how they've like perfected like the deep fake like
Yeah.
tech and de-aging stuff is like fucking miles ahead of this, but even this was like super impressive. And I've seen stuff
Yeah.
where they showed how like the breakdown of how they did Tarkin,
Hmm.
And it's super fucking cool and interesting. But like I remember watching it then being like, "Oh, this looks like I get it. I think I see what they're trying to do and it looks cool and like it's convincing." But the Princess Leia one was more convincing. At least that's how I remember it being for me.
I think I think the hard part is the actual like way the shots are done. As Tarkin is in a black room the whole time you see him, so the shading is easier to kind of hide the strings and stuff like that because you can put him in darkness. Where
Yeah.
Princess Leia's in this bright white room, so it's kind of a little bit harder to kind of manipulate it,
Uh-huh.
which is why it like in actuality it's the more impressive of the two because it has a full spotlight on it of how it's
Oh,
trying to
okay.
expose everything.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
But I think Tarkin's incredible. But I've seen a lot of Peter Cushing stuff because he's in a lot of like Hammer horror and
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. Like he does a lot of like he plays Van Helsing, he plays Doctor Frankenstein. He's in a bunch of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like seeing him in this, I'm like, yep, that's Peter Cushing. He looks spot on. um, I forgot to mention too. I like that they bring back Bail Organa from the prequel trilogy in this movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was one thing that I was at the time I was hoping they'd do, and they did. Like you see him for the first time where he kind of walks out of the darkness and everything, and I'm like, oh shit, this is happening. We're doing this. I'm like,
This
this is awesome. If anybody listening couldn't tell, I am a full on like Star Wars dork. Like that's what mostly is on like the wall surrounding me is like Star Wars stuff. I don't know how much you can see. There's my Death Star shelf with a bunch of figures and
Oh,
stuff.
that's fucking cool.
Legos are over there. Sorry, audio people. I
This is-
can't really show the whole wall, but that's part of it. But that's yeah. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and this like is some of the best Star Wars out there.
oh, yeah, definitely. Especially given like where it goes. I think
Yeah,
some of the shows are pretty
yeah.
strong, but they're not all the best. Like they're not all great. I think this
It's
movie is like
yeah,
the biggest standout of all the new stuff.
yeah. It's firing on all cylinders, and I honestly feels like a lot of that is due to the fact that they're making all this real shit.
Hmm.
Like people are on sets, like there's behind the scenes videos you can see of them like blowing stuff up. Like you see that like the stormtroopers are getting pulled on wires and like there's actual explosions happening. And it's not just CGI added in after the fact. Like everything feels real,
Hmm.
like it would have in the 70s. Like the one shot where you see the Star Destroyer come out of the black into space, like it looked like it was a model like the original ones. Like
Hmm.
when I was rewatching it, that struck me too. Is it's like that feels like how they would have done it in the 70s and what it would look like if they had made it in the 70s. Is that's the way that Star Destroyer looked coming out of the darkness.
Mm. Oh, that was something really cool about the beginning too, when they showed
Mhm.
like the rings of the planet of that planet.
Oh yeah, that because you don't really ever see like Saturn like planets in
Mhm.
Star Wars. It's always like the twin suns and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like so that was cool too. That's a first from my recollection of actually seeing something like that, where it's like this huge sweeping space shot of this planet.
because they do that instead of the crawl, um,
Mm.
but it looks similar. It also kind of looks
Yeah,
like a
it does.
ship, like the way that it's pointy and gray. Like it kind of looks like a ship.
Yeah, it does. Cause yeah, it's still we don't get the crawl at the beginning, but we still get the like the to space.
Hmm. It's so fucking cool.
Um, I'm talking a lot. So what else? What else do you have?
I think I touched on everything I liked. I enjoyed this movie throughout. It's super good. I enjoyed it then. It's cool to watch it now and be like, this is what we had. we at the end she's like, it's hope. What did they give us? Hope. And I remember being
And then we got the Last Jedi.
yeah, I remember seeing Force Awakens in theaters like, okay, it's very similar to episode 4, but like it's cool, it's modern, it's like it's still fun. And then everything after that was just kind of like, oh, it almost got for me, it kind of got ruined by all the people talking about it. Like, I didn't mind it because anything, like, if I enjoy something, new things in that space, I'm going to enjoy. Just because it's new
Mm.
stuff. It's like a new Star Wars movie. It's like, oh, cool, a new Star Wars movie. But then how hyped up it got and then how people were, like, just shitting on it kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Star Wars fandom's definitely like a toxic fandom for sure.
it sucks.
Which I also fall into that because I was shooting all these straight is it Disney's Star Wars work.
And then plus two, like, uh, the similarities between Star Wars, newer Disney Star Wars stuff, and then Marvel was like so similar to me, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like taking away from what I enjoy about Star Wars
Yeah,
stuff. Um, but
yeah. Everything felt very like CGI sanitized kind of thing.
and then all the volume stuff, and now it's like they just can't get a win. Um, between either properties, which is like, is it
Yeah.
because they're pumping so much shit out, they're not taking the time to, like, I don't know, they're just trying to make money off it because they spent so much money to buy it.
Right, that's what it feels like now. That's like quantity over quality for sure.
Mm.
Because it definitely feels like Rogue One, there's all this craftsmanship put into it. Like even Force Awakens it does. And then I feel like after that it kind of goes off the rails. Granted, I do enjoy Solo a lot. I do like Solo,
Mm-hmm.
which I know is kind of a not commonly held take, but like I think
Yeah.
that movie's a ton of fun.
Okay.
Like I just again, it comes back to like where you're saying where you're like, I like the stuff in the world. Like I I can be picky and a little bit like asshole a little bit when it comes to Star Wars, but it's just I care too much about it where I'm like all this where I'll watch all of it, but I doesn't make everything canon to me, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm still of the mindset that when the second Death Star blows up and Luke um does the funeral for Vader and everything, and they celebrate with the Ewoks. I'm like, that's it. That's where like it
That's right.
actually ends.
Yeah, that's where it ends.
Which is why for like the longest time I thought the Mandalorian was cool because it didn't touch any Skywalker stuff, and then it got very deep into Skywalker
Oh,
stuff.
it was. I feel like that was like its strongest thing too. Was like people liked it because of how far away from the Skywalker stuff. It's like the universe is massive. Why does it
Yeah.
everything have to be tied to that one particular story?
Hmm.
Which I guess is like it's you got to get people in the door. I guess it's an easier
Yeah.
sell if they're like, oh, it's connected to this, or remember that one, remember the dice in in the Millennium Falcon, like it's whatever. This movie, love this movie. I'll watch this movie
This
forever.
this is really peak Star Wars filmmaking,
Mm.
which you got is due to like everybody's firing at all cylinders. They had the budget they needed to make it. It didn't feel like they were pumping it out, even though like there's you watch the trailer and there's a bunch of stuff that's not actually in the movie. And they reshot stuff and all that kind of stuff. But this movie is just incredible top to bottom filmmaking in terms of like sci-fi action, everything like that. Like it's not mindless action. There's like heart and everything done through the movie where there's like where they're trying to get the door open and um they're doing the I'm the force is with me thing
Mm-hmm.
and like it's crushing what happens there and it's crushing at the end when they're on the beach and they're like this is it but we got it the plans out and K2SO getting shot is he's like fending him off like there's all this character meaning in this movie that just builds and builds and builds at the end, which makes it this epic story that really is some of the, to me, most incredible sci-fi filmmaking out there. There's so much heart in it. There's so much that feels real. There's so much that feels like you're actually on the beach with these troops looking up at these giant ships and everything going on by you and all this incredible stuff. This movie is just top notch for me.
Mm.
Like I said earlier, Blade Runner 2049 is like one of my favorite movies of the past 10 years. This movie is up there too. This movie is, in terms of Star Wars and being a huge Star Wars fan, we couldn't ask for anything better than this. Like, yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah, the whole like ending scenes, the third act of the movie, it
Yeah.
definitely it like
That's
it's just
flawless.
yeah, everything about it is like
Flawless.
a character, like not development, but like it makes you feel for everything. There's such a
Everything is important that
yep,
happens in that third act. Everything, top to bottom, no matter what anybody's doing.
fuck yeah.
It's all important.
Do you want to go to the bad? Do you have anything bad to say about this movie?
We can go to the bad.
All right, bad.
Um,
Bad.
so when I rewatched this movie this time, I remember the first time I saw this movie thinking it started slow or something was off with the way it started, and then like once we get to Jeddah, everything like ramps up and goes amazing from there. And I think I slightly pinpointed it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But the movie, the beginning's edited a little bit differently than other like Star Wars stuff
Mm-hmm.
because you don't get like those white fades and all that kind of stuff as much. You get more like cut back and forth between what's going on in these different places, her dreams like as a kid, and like all this different kind of stuff. So it feels a little bit different
Yeah.
because you're trying to make up for all like the space and you're establishing all like this huge set of characters that we have to know and like care for and all this time and stuff like that. And watching it now, I get why at the time I didn't like it, but now I don't really have any issues with it. My only other thing is it's still so jarring to me to not have like Crawl in this movie and just have like that prelude opening and then it just goes for the Rogue One, like with the Rogue One soundtrack and the Rogue One title thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm still not used to it all these years later.
Yeah.
Which is it's all little nitpicky stuff that's
Mhm.
just me being an asshole.
Right.
But
That's how I feel about like the one thing that I don't like about the movie is how long it is. If it was just like a little bit shorter, I think it would. There was some stuff I feel like you could have cut out, just like a couple second long shots that I didn't really need. But like I don't know, it's weird because like I would like more stuff like this, but not as long.
mm,
I don't know. Maybe it's a sign not that I'm getting old, but like I just can't. I don't know. I'm down for a 3 hour movie, but I'm also down for like an hour 45 minute long movie. Because
yeah,
I think this is like almost 2:30, right? It's like 2:20 something.
it's no, it's like 2:15.
2:15. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, that's really the only
Maybe you're
bad
just
thing about
getting
it. Yeah. Maybe
maybe
just this one time I was like, man, I wish this was a little shorter.
it's probably because you knew right after you finished it you're gonna have to record a podcast.
Right.
You're like, hurry this up.
Yep.
So now we will go to the bad, or not the bad. We'll
The
go to the ugly.
ugly.
So we've got.
I gotta.
So I've got this.
I'm gonna read down Letterboxd right now because I fucking forget about this every week. If I just had it.
So starting with this great review coming from the Nerdable, half a star.
What?
I don't know. I just couldn't stick to the movie. I know it's good and I want to like it, but I left halfway through because to me it's way too convoluted. Don't kill me, Mr. Mouse.
Like he's saying that he left like the theater.
That's what it sounded like with the reviews from
Oh
like
shit.
2024, so I don't really
Oh okay.
know.
Dude, what in the hell?
there's a bunch of reviews on here just saying like this movie sucks and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, what kind of bad day did you go to the theater on?
Some people just can't find
Like, come on.
happiness. Dude, that's insane.
This is a terrible take from Hanorum, unimaginably dull.
This is terrible.
Worth skipping if
What?
watching them all in order adds nothing. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay.
This is some of the most exciting action filmmaking that has ever been put to film.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't get why people are saying this is boring. What the hell?
That's a
Letterbox, you're failing me.
it's a
You're
bold
failing
take.
me.
It's a bold take.
There's a ton of them. Like,
So the last
yeah,
movie.
people keep going calling it snooze fest and all this kind of stuff. Like,
What? Maybe they just
the
like
internet makes me sad.
they didn't watch the whole thing. They only got like 5 minutes in. They didn't get to the part where Kay grabs Jin when she jumps out of the thing and fucking picks her up even higher and slams her on the ground.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people saying they fell asleep during the movie. Let's see.
All right, this is funny. So I downloaded Letterboxd, everybody, and I'm checking my diary. The last movie that I recorded, I guess, was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania. I'll get there. On February 17th, 2023. So a day before my birthday.
Mm.
So I saw a arguably bad Marvel movie. This year on my
I
birthday.
like Ant-Man in the West Quantum Media. I think the ending is a
Really?
little.
Yeah.
I think the. I don't like the ending because I think King should have like trapped Ant-Man in the quantum realm with him or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I am a big fan of King in that King the Conqueror in particular. So.
I also enjoyed the Kang stuff, and that's what I wrote in the review.
Mm.
Um, but this year for my birthday, I went and saw Madam Web in theaters, and my
An
goodness,
unarguably bad Marvel movie.
yeah, I universally hated Marvel movie. So I can't wait to see what next year brings.
Good luck. So from Cookie Cat, half a star. Who am I kidding? I hate Star Wars. Just watched for Mads and still managed to hate it.
Who am I kidding? He's not in it. He's not in it that much. It would be cool if he was
No,
in it
he's really
more.
not. Like he I saw like they want like Marvel wanted Mads Mikkelsen for Doctor Doom or something like that. One of like the reporting.
Oh, okay.
Which he's already in Doctor Strange
Yep.
is the one guy.
The dude with the
But
things under his
if they're
eyes.
gonna yeah, if they were gonna recast him in Marvel as a different character, I think they should cast him as a Sith Lord in Star Wars and something else.
That would be kind of
Which
cool.
I would totally watch. Half a star by Athen underscore. Honestly, couldn't even get through the first scene with the old man.
The first scene with the old man. Dude, when they first land on the planet and you see Ben Mendelsohn with his white cape,
So fucking cool.
he looks like such a badass. And like
He that
he's just a fucker. Like he's just you just want to fucking beat the shit out of him. I love him.
yeah, in that white Imperial uniform, nothing beats that.
Mm.
Um, let's see.
Want to do like one or two more?
Yeah, let's end on a good one. Okay.
Yeah, dude, Letterboxd is funny. Holy shit. I haven't been on here in so long. My god, dude, my fucking throat.
Okay, so from Mega Moonanite, Mega Moonanite, half a star. The phrase "this movie fucking sucked" doesn't even cover 1/10 of the way I feel about it. But it's not worth my time to articulate any more than that. Letterbox, you're failing me. This is a terrible take. Anybody that doesn't like this movie should go live under a rock.
That is a terrible take. Even I so
That's
Mega Moon and Night, if you're out there, I appreciate the Aqua Teen Hunger Force reference, but I do not appreciate your bullshit take. Please, please delete your account. And
You've
never
been banned from using Letterbox by two people that have no authority when it comes to Letterbox.
We are the #1 authority. We're the only people that talk about Letterboxd.
Have you not seen Letterbox for favorites?
No, what's that?
It's
I don't know what that is. No way.
it's a YouTube. I don't know if it's a TikTok or a YouTube or Instagram series or whatever, where they'll interview. Letterbox will interview actors on the red carpet and ask them what their 4 favorite movies are.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I have seen that. I didn't know that was like a Letterboxd thing. I thought it was like a stupid
Yeah, they have
BuzzFeed thing.
Letterboxd even has like their own official podcasts and stuff.
What the fuck? How come we're
Like,
not on it? What is it? What's it called?
I
We're the
forget.
only
They have like a
people.
couple different series, but like we're like unofficially Letterbox is our thing, and then Letterbox is out here actually doing real stuff, and we're just like, yeah, Letterbox is ours.
We're
We should all we're the #1 streaming service podcast and the #1 Letterbox podcast on the internet.
we're the only one that we're the only ones that go on there and talk about it, and we're policing it. Now we're gonna start policing it. The Letterboxd Show, podcast about movies from the makers of Letterboxd, hosted by
There's
Gemma
also
and
well, they also
Slim.
have a YouTube series I think where they have filmmakers react to reviews of their movies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they did Barbie and Oppenheimer and some different stuff on there when those came out.
Oh, they had an episode of Greg Turkington. That's kind of cool. On March 1st.
Yeah, so Letterbox is doing good stuff out there. People on Letterbox, maybe not so much, but go over to Letterbox, write a nice review about this movie.
Go to the Letterboxd podcast and listen to the one with Gareth Edwards talking about The Creator, which was a really cool movie that I don't think anybody saw.
That movie's cool as shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
That movie's awesome. We didn't even we mentioned Gareth Edwards' name once on this podcast.
Yeah.
What a director. He has a visual sense like for like big action set pieces and like sci-fi stuff like nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like that hell jumping Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
2014.
Oof.
This guy knows what he's doing. He's got another movie coming out soon, I think. I don't remember what it is, but
dude,
I'm excited to see it.
yeah, The
I want to
Creator.
get The Creator on 4K at some point.
It's oh my god, dude, it's so cool. Like everything about it is just cool. I know.
The fact that he shot it on a $3,500 DSLR is also amazing.
Yeah, like anyone could do that. Anyone could get a hold of that camera. You could rent that camera.
Yeah, that's Gareth Edwards. Keep doing what you're doing. I will watch it at some point. Maybe not in theaters, but I will watch it.
What is that other movie he's got? Oh, upcoming. Here we go. Jurassic Park or Jurassic World 4.
Oh, is that what he's doing next? Jurassic World?
Apparently. Yeah, he's credited.
That'll be good.
Credited as the director. The last one, Not my favorite. Did not enjoy that last one.
I did not see the last one, but I like the Fallen Kingdom one, where they're in the mansion with the like
Ooh,
Velociraptor
that was like
one
a
and the
scary movie. It was like a horror movie almost.
yeah. I also like the Dino DNA being input into the girl for cloning processes. I
Dino
think that's a hot
DNA.
take. I don't think anybody like that except me. I'm like, that's cool as shit. I had fun. I have fun at movies, and I don't care what anybody else says.
that's that's what I'm saying too. Movies are fun. Movies are back.
Movies may be back. People going to the theaters, not so back. But we'll be trying to go there as much as possible.
Not so back. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
The people, not so back. The movies, so back.
All right, what are we watching
Yeah.
next week?
Next week, we are watching. Let me double check because I don't have it in front of me at the moment.
I need to make like a little visual thing for this. Because before we had the wheel, and everyone who, if you watched it on YouTube, you all saw the wheel spin around. And you go, "Oh, what's it gonna land on? What's it? Or, what's it gonna be?" But a nice little visual thing would be, I think, would be nice.
Next up, we're doing Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Have you seen this before?
I have seen this before, yes.
Me too. Yeah.
Ricky, we fucked up again.
What happened?
We forgot to say this is streaming on Disney Plus. This is the second out of the past 3 episodes where I've done this. Remembered right at the end which streaming service it's on. I mean, follow all the Disney Plus shows. You'll eventually find Rogue One somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
I think it might be common knowledge now that anything Disney or anything Star Wars or Marvel is going to be on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't mention it. I mentioned Disney Star Wars, so hopefully people got it. And if you didn't get it, you're probably one of these people in the comments of Letterboxd being like, 1.5 stars on Rogue One.
If you didn't get that, you're a hater.
Dummies.
Straight up hater.
I will not stand for Rogue One slander.
What is Dungeons and Dragons on Amazon?
It's a good.
Let's get ahead of it. Let's get a whole episode ahead of it.
Let's get a hold of it, and hopefully I'll remember it next time. It is on Paramount Plus. It looks like.
Ooh, Paramount.
We will be making a trip over to Paramount Plus. Which was that around last time we did this show? It might be our first trip to Paramount.
Yeah, I
Paramount
don't think it was.
I don't think so either. Also, forgot to mention this in the Enter the Matrix, and forgive me, but this movie won 2 Academy Awards, so anybody who didn't like it on Letterboxd can kiss my ass. Nobody's gonna watch the show now because I keep just shit talking everybody.
This is gonna, it's gonna turn into we go on Letterboxd and we just shit talk all those people, which I don't have a problem with either because it's fucking funny. It's a funny concept.
Kiss my ass, kiss his ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Oh, it's funny. All right, yeah. So next
We better not cover another Star Wars movie on this show.
Sick of Star Wars. Because we're gonna be eventually we'll turn into the people shit like posting bad takes on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's gonna be you and I on there. Just someone else is gonna be like, "Who the fuck are these 2 idiots?"
This fucking asshole over here.
Oh, that's funny. That's very funny. All right,
Well, whether or not you have good or bad movie taste, we hope you like, subscribe, or share down below in the comments or wherever you get your podcasts. Yeah, we'll be back with Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves on Paramount Plus. So get your Paramount Plus subscriptions ready, and we will check that out. Go watch Rogue One again. Make sure you leave your 5-star review on Letterboxd. Please, for the love of God.
yeah, this movie needs that bump.
Yeah, it needs our 5 listeners to go and do that. Ricky, I'm on a warpath here. I don't know. We should probably end the show
Oh,
before
man, that's
before I end it forever. Blow it up like it's Scarif.
yeah. R.I.P. to Skip. Oh, did they blow up the planet at the end, or is it they just
Yeah,
they
they
just hit
blow it
it
up.
so hard and then it killed? Like, because they didn't blow up the other
I
one,
think it's the
Jeddah,
same
right?
idea of. No, they only did a test on Jeddah. They didn't do the whole planet, but I think it's the whole idea of like the nuclear winter kind of concept,
Okay.
where like in in the original Star Wars they blow up Alderaan and it's like all rocks and pieces and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
it completely explodes.
Where this one, it's more so like they send the blast down. But maybe no, maybe they don't do the whole planet. Maybe they just do the base because I think it's pretty much a water planet except for like that area.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
But I could be wrong.
I'll text Gareth and ask him.
Yeah, I gotta. Martin Lawrence might know. You may want to shoot him a
Yeah,
text.
when I text
Yo,
him
Mark,
too.
up.
All right, let's go. Goodbye, everyone. May the force be with you.
Always.
Okay, bye.